My name is Megan. Welcome to my channel, Team Heartbeat. I started this channel because I thought that it would be an easier way for me to get my message out. I am currently on my journey of weight loss. I'm going to do gastric bypass hopefully in August. I've been overweight my whole life. It's not something that's new. I've always tried to lose weight many different ways. I've tried Weight Watchers and was fairly successful. I've done the Curves diet. I've done high protein, low carb. I've been to many different gyms. It's just something that's kind of been a part of my life since I was the first 9 years old. I thought I was fat for the first time. I've always wanted to lose weight for superficial reasons. I wanted to look better in my jeans, or trade clothes with my best friends, or not have to shop in the plus size section. And I'm not going to lie, that's partially still the reason that I'm doing this, but the biggest reason that I want to do this is for my health. I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome last year, but I've been struggling with the symptoms and issues from that since I was 15 years old. I was told that I had pre-diabetes, my blood pressure was high, and I also come from a family with a line of medical issues, and I kind of want to nip that in the bud now. I don't want to die young, basically. What started this now? Well, I've been thinking of gastric bypass for about 3 years. 3 years ago, I hurt myself while I was working as a CNA. My doctor told me at that point that I needed to lose half of my body weight, and I thought that was ridiculous. So I started thinking about it then. But of course, I was in a little bit of denial, thinking, oh, I can do this on my own. I don't need that kind of surgery. It's the easy way out. But since then, I've gained probably 25 pounds. Well, I had gained 25 pounds. So in January of this year, we'll fast forward to that, my great-grandpa passed away from Alzheimer's. He had struggled with heart conditions for like 40 years. He was almost 90. And that was the first time that a death in the family really impacted me. I've been very lucky to not have lost many people in my life. I come from a family who's very young. So I've had a couple of other great-grandparents pass away, and while their deaths affected me, for some reason I just always felt really close to my grandpa, and I idolized him. So I was at his visitation, and over 400 people came to that visitation. And I've always idolized him, and I just kept on thinking, wow, he left such a great legacy. He left all these family members. Without him, none of us would be here. But some of these people who came knew him from 35, 40 years ago. Or their parents graduated high school with him, or their dad or uncle worked with him at the shop, and they all came to pay their respects because he projected positivity in everything that he did. He didn't have a lot of money. He never thought that was important, and I get that from him as well. He made a good living. He just spread joy wherever he went. So that got me thinking, I want to do something like that. What's my legacy going to be? I want to be just like him when I grow up. But I was cutting myself short. I was 352 pounds and slowly killing myself with food. I've struggled my whole life with anxiety and depression, and even been hospitalized for suicidal thoughts. If I went to someone today and said, here's my plan, I'm going to kill myself, this is what I'm going to do, you would tell me to stop. You would try to stop me. But no one was telling me, Megan, you're too big. I see you eating 6,000, 10,000 calories a day. I never see you moving. When's the last time you drank water? I wasn't eating because I was depressed. I wasn't trying to kill myself with food, but I had never come to grips with my addiction to food, and no one had ever confronted me about the fact that, look, you're getting way big. And, because food, a lot of people see it as the enemy, and I don't see it as the enemy, but food is in everything that we do. And it's not like I can stop eating food. An alcoholic, they can go to recovery and vow to never drink alcohol again. I can't do that. You need food. The problem is I was using food for other reasons other than fuel. So after coming home from my grandpa's visitation, I had a breakdown. I stepped on the scale, saw that I was 352 pounds. That's the biggest I had ever weighed. I had that was like just a straw that broke my back. I cried and cried. I had never cried that hard in my life. My throat hurt for days afterwards because I was sobbing. I mean, ugly, ugly crying, like snot, like a big puffy face crying. And I figured this is what I had to do. I had to make a change because I wasn't going to be able to carry on that legacy that my grandpa started. I wasn't going to be able to be like him when I grew up because I was going to die. I wasn't going to be able to do what I wanted to do. Other than the fact that I wanted to be like my grandpa and carry on a legacy, I'm going to school for nursing. Now, it's no secret that I've had struggles in college. I've always been a great student. I take everything very seriously when I'm in school. Out of high school, it was just expected of me to go to college, and I wanted to be a nurse. I got to school, I went to college on a scholarship, and I couldn't handle it. I put a lot of pressure on myself. But for years, I thought that pressure was coming from family. I figured that I had to make them proud, and if I didn't do a good job, that I was going to not make them proud, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. I've been to college, I've tried college like 5 or 6 different times, five different colleges, and it just never worked out. I worked as a CNA, I loved it, but after I got hurt with my hip, I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this again. So I looked for a desk job. I got a desk job at a very well-known hospital, working in their switchboard, and I like it, but I don't love it. About 6 months into working there, one of my coworkers on a Saturday morning sat down and said, "You're bored." And my anxiety was ramped because I wasn't doing what I loved. And she said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to be a nurse." And she said, "Well, then do it. You're young. What are you waiting for?" And I applied and I started, and so that was in November, and I started school in January of 2015. And I told very few people. My husband knew, none of my family, I didn't tell them. A couple of friends, and obviously my coworkers knew because I had to change my schedule. But I figured if I could get through one semester of school by myself without my family knowing, then I would know that the pressure was from me. I got through that semester, told my family, everyone was really happy, and I haven't stopped. A big thing happened in 2015. I decided that I was going to start living life for me. I wasn't going to let anyone dictate what happened. I wasn't going to stop doing things or not do things because I was afraid. So I'm just carrying that on. Well, I am almost done with all of my generals at this point for school. So another deciding factor into doing this surgery now is I want to be a good nurse. I know that I have the smarts for it. I have a 4.0 grade point average. I was elected president of the Honor Society at my school. I know that I can do it academically. I know I can remember things. I know I can do it. I know I have the compassion to do it. A majority of the time I care for people more than I care for myself, and again, that's maybe one of the reasons why I'm as big as I am, is that I'm always trying to please everyone else, and I don't take the time for me. But I also don't want to think for a second that if someone codes on the floor, that I'm not going to be able to save them. I don't think I'd be able to live with that guilt, that I couldn't keep up my end of the deal, that I couldn't do that CPR for 20 minutes until we can get them back. I don't think I could physically do it at this point. I don't think I can physically run down the hall if I have to, or, and so that's the reason why I've made the change and that I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, I started Team Heartbeat because I figure that a lot of people are in the same place. And even if you are fitter than I am, or if you've always been in good shape, it doesn't mean that you don't need support. So I'm doing this because I want to be a source of support for everybody. Now, I'm taking time for myself, and I enjoy it. I plan my meals. I put everything in. I go to the gym early, or I go on a walk late, and it's my time for me. And I love that. And so many people have been so supportive, and it's wonderful. I absolutely love that I'm taking time for myself, and people are okay with me taking time for myself. And most of the time people are saying it's about time. It's not just all about everyone else in your life, that if you weren't around, then obviously you're not going to be able to take time and be with everyone else. So while I'm not only doing this for myself, I want to be able to support people and do what I have to do to get through this journey. So I need just as much support as all of you do. So Team Heartbeat, I've decided, stands for health, exercise, activity, recipes, transformations, balance, experiences, accountability, and therapy. So I have a Facebook page that I'll link below that talks all about that. And every day I try to post something about one of the things that I mentioned above. I'm on Instagram as well, and I do something funny each day, and then I do a motivational post each day, and then obviously share other things like my recipes and different things like that, and I'll link that as well. And I'm also doing a blog as well as this YouTube channel where I just write about different things, whether it be the appointments that I'm going through while going through this process for gastric bypass, or how my day was that day, or a new recipe that I'm going through, or this past week I just did a series of like before and afters. What did I eat for breakfast before? What do I eat for breakfast now? I'm always looking for new things to write about as well, because I don't want people to just get sick of my ideas. I want to incorporate everyone. I've created a logo for Team Heartbeat, and I also have a Redbubble store that I'll link below. So if you want to join the team, I have a sticker, iPhone cases, a whole bunch of different things, cups, t-shirts, and I want to do this together. A lot of all of the proceeds from everything that I'm doing are going towards my gastric bypass. I've been working really hard to raise the money for that. I have a deductible as well as co-pays and time off from work that I'm going to have to take as well. So I just wanted to make an intro video, off the cuff type thing, to introduce you to me and let you guys know kind of my backstory and what I'm hoping to do with this. I don't know how often I'll post a video, but I'm of course looking for things that you guys want me to talk about, and everything. So just let me know. You can email me or get a hold of me on my Instagram or whatever if you have any ideas for me. But yeah, I'll try to post a video soon. And welcome to Team Heartbeat. I hope you join the team, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.